Hey everyone, Nella here with Benji, and this video is actually going to be a bit of a belated response to a really interesting prompt from CraftsAddict. And she asked, do we even need doll plans? And I found that really interesting because pretty much since I was in the hobby, I've always been making plans for which doll I'm going to get next, what dolls I'm going to end up having, what stories they're going to have, what they're going to look like. And honestly, I'll say probably about 85%, no more than that, 90% of those dolls and those doll plans, I realized when I came back from my hiatus I realized during my hiatus that most of those doll plans, the vast majority of those doll plans, are never going to come to fruition. Either my tastes have changed, for whatever reason I've decided I don't want that character anymore, or for a lot of the characters that were similar, I've kind of meshed their characters all together and made a new character out of them. But basically, a lot of the plans I've made in the past, I either didn't end up doing or don't want to do anymore. So basically my plans don't usually work out very well, which happens with a lot of things. I plan stuff and it doesn't end up working out. But I still think it's a good idea to have doll plans, at least for myself. It's a good idea for me to have doll plans. Not that the unplanned dolls I've gotten, which, to be honest, are 2/3 of the dolls, were unplanned dolls. But I still think it's a good idea for, at least me personally, to have doll plans. It stops me from impulse buying. Sort of. Theoretically, it stops me. Because, like I said, 2/3 of my dolls were unplanned. Yeah, most of my dolls were unplanned, really. What happens with me is that much like you, CraftsAddict, I will go on the Den of Angels marketplace, and I'll go, oh, that's a good deal, or, oh, I kind of like that face up, or I like that mold, or, you know, stuff like that. You see stuff and you go, ooh, I want that. But I found that, okay, first of all, I'm better at being able to tell whether I'm going to like a doll, whether I really want that doll, or whether it's just going to be a passing fancy, or even if I can just admire it from afar from someone else's doll, compared to when I was first in the hobby and I wanted pretty much every single doll I ever saw. You may think I'm joking, but my list of planned dolls was 40. The ones with characters were 25. Yeah, it was a really long list. But having doll plans makes me better able to resist those dolls, because I'll go onto the marketplace still and I'll go, oh, that's a cute mini, or oh, that's a good price for a mini, and I'll be looking at the picture and I'm like, maybe I could make that work, and then I'll go, wait a moment, Nella, you don't have money to buy that, because your doll fund has to go to getting this guy a body and to getting Faust. So it is stopping me from impulse buying to the same degrees before, because I have those plans and I go, no, I have a planned character or I have a doll to complete. I'm going to complete or get the planned doll before I impulse buy. Hasn't always worked out for me. Usually doesn't work out, but lately at least it has been working. Also, I find it's easier to explain to my parents why there's a doll in the mail. If I say, yeah, it's such and such character, rather than me just saying, well, you know what, I saw them on the marketplace and they're really cute. Though I did actually straight up tell that to my parents with my two tinies. Though in both cases those were very good deals. So I kind of led with that. I led with, well, direct from the company it'd be such and such. But instead it's such and such. And then my parents could be like, they're like, okay. And then I'd show the pictures to them and they're like, okay, those are cute. Yeah. But definitely being able to say, oh, well, it's a planned character, I've been saving up for them for X number of months or X number of years even, makes it a lot more palatable for people in my family. Other than, of course, my cousin, who absolutely understands the hobby. She's in it herself. And my older sister, to a degree, who's also in the hobby. That being said, you don't have to make plans. Like, don't feel obligated to have plans just because other people in the hobby do. Lots of people in the hobby don't have plans. Lots of people in the hobby don't make characters for their dolls. Their dolls are just models. Just pretty things to look at and to move and take pictures of. Or not take pictures of if you don't like taking pictures or if that's not what interests you. Basically, if your dolls bring you joy and you enjoy them, then you're doing the right thing. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing, so long as you are still getting happiness from them, then doesn't matter. Yeah, that's basically it. Bye, everyone. Oh, wait, no, that isn't everything. I have to say, sometimes the unplanned dolls, can end up being the most interesting characters, or the dolls that you end up feeling the best affinity for. Affinity-wise, well, I like all my dolls. But interesting characters that were not planned, Benji is a prime example. He was bought to be a floating head for practicing face-ups on. He was only supposed to be a floating head for practicing face-ups on. When I opened up the box with Drew's body, and I told my mom, well, the body is for Drew because it fits her character better. And my mom went, and what's the head for? She's like, that's not the size doll you have. And no, it isn't, but this is for me practicing my painting skills. And my mom went, okay. I did also once again I did kind of add in and they were really, really inexpensive point. Because of course my parents worry about my finances. But he came, that smile of his, there's the smile, was utterly enchanting. He has so much character, even just as a head, that I ended up making a character for him fairly soon. And of course my next resin purchase, which I think I'm actually going to have enough to get him in the winter. Just because of how many shifts I've been pulling in. So the length of the shifts I've been pulling in, not really the number. That I might be able to get his body even this winter, which would be awesome. Yeah, like if you don't want to make plans, that's fine. If you like making plans, that's also good. If you do a mix like I do, best of both worlds. Sort of. Kind of. Depends on your perspective. Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.